What up, world? What up, dog? It's your boy. Iceberg. It hit different. Just to keep your head on the swivel. Cause you know what it is. Alright. But first, hit that like button. Subscribe. Do that. And turn on all post notifications. And feel free to drop a comment down below. Yeah. You got me? Yeah. Let's go. What up, world? It's your boy Iceberg, alright? Hey, shout out to y'all, man. But first, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, leave a comment down below. Now, let's get to it. Hey, so we got 3 YSL members. It's really 4, but the 4th one he didn't really like. So I'm going to give y'all 3. 2 kept it solid, 1 didn't. You tell me what you would do. First, we're going to go with the dude who most would say didn't keep it solid because he took that fronter plea. Y'all know who fronter is. Hey, so y'all tell me what y'all think. Check this first clip out. We in the courtroom with it. Yeah, it's different.
Defendant has personal knowledge that he and other members or associates of YSL have either participated in or directly committed at least one of the following crimes in order to increase the notoriety and reputation of YSL: murder, armed robbery, aggravated assault, attempted murder, theft, illegal gun possession, and illegal drug possession and sales. Mr. Sledge, how do you plead to the charge of conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act?
Guilty.
And how do you plead to count 30, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon previously convicted of a felony involving the use or possession of a firearm?
Guilty.
Now see this next video, these 2 dudes who what the streets are called keeping it silent, because for real, they could have went home today. They could have went home that day it happened. And the judge don't get it. He confused. He want to break it down. And you see how these boys stand on all 10. You feel me? If you consider yourself a street dude and you living in the streets, once it hit home and once it get tough, you can't fold. You can't fold. So check these guys out and check how they lawyers handle it. Man, hey, get hit different when you real. And if you in the streets, and you know this what you live, you made a choice. You made a choice, so here we go.
New affordable health.
She has not put that on record for purposes of posterities, but she's ready to do that this time, okay?
We're ready, Michael.
Ready, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
Your Honor, as it relates to Mr. Tanquarius Mender, Mr. Mender is charged with count 1 of the indictment, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, which carries a sentence of 5 to 20 years. He's also charged with count 44 of the indictment, which is possession of a weapon by an incarcerated individual, which carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years. Count 45, possession of a telecommunication device by an incarcerated individual, which carries a sentence of 1 to 5 years. And last, count 46, which is participation in criminal street gang activity, which carries a sentence of 5 to 20 years. Mr. Mender is an ANC recidivist. The state did file a recidivist notice on December 9th of this year. If Mr. Mender was found guilty of all the counts in the indictment, he'd be looking at a maximum exposure of 50 years to serve in prison.
And now, could you explain the difference, I think, for Ms. I'm sure that Ms. Fagan has probably explained that to her client, but can you tell for the benefit of the record and for Mr. Mender's benefit, what potentially may happen if he were to be convicted of any of these particular counts? Like what would, under A or C?
Yes, if he's convicted of any of the counts, as an ANC recidivist, Mr. Mender, you would have to get the maximum amount on for that charge, and then whatever time the court gives you, which if it was to be the maximum, you have to spend every day door to door, which means you have to spend every day in custody.
He had no good time.
No.
It's a to-the-door sentence.
Yes, he would get any credit for a time served.
Of
but-
course, yeah,
But
absolutely.
anything else would be a full sentence door to door.
So his max is 50 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what's the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer for Mr. Mender as to count 1 is 16 years to serve 1 year committed to time served with a balance of 15 years on probation. The state would offer that his probation could be terminated upon successful completion of the first 10 years of this sentence, provided that he violated no provisions of the agreement or no special conditions of the agreement, and that he violates no law of the state of Georgia. As to count 44, the state's recommendation is 5 years to serve 1 year, commuted to time served, with a balance to be served on probation, concurrent with count 1. As to count 45, it would be 5 years to serve 1 year, commuted to time served and confinement, commuted to time served, followed by 4 years on probation, concurrent with counts 1 and 44. And count 46 would be 16 years to serve 1 year, commuted to time served, followed by 15 years on probation, concurrent with count 1, 44, and 45. Will be the offer. Mr. Mender also is currently on another indictment, 21 SC 178250. And this case, as a part of the agreement, would run concurrent with that case whenever he resolved that other case, Your Honor.
Is that before me or before another division?
It is in this division currently, Your Honor, and that's being handled by ADA Lauren Jansen with the state.
Does he have bond on that case ending in 250?
I don't believe he has a bond on that case. No, he has a no bond status.
But on this case, he could go home today.
Correct. If he was given a bond, he would. This case, he would not have served any jail time on this
All right.
case.
Okay.
And that offer will also conclude today, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Fagan, have you communicated that to your client in terms of is that to correctly summarize the plea agreement or the potential plea offer, I should say?
The only change was that he wasn't aware of the concurrent status for the second case. At this time, though, he still maintains a not guilty plea.
Sure.
Respectfully rejects the offer, and we announce ready for trial.
Okay, Mr. Mender, I'll tell you and I'll tell Mr. Beebe and Mr. Stevens the same thing, okay? At this point, you have the absolute right to plead not guilty, and that's what the law will presume, and the court will, of course, instruct that you have a presumption, as the presumptions and protections you enjoy as a criminal accused. You have to decide for yourselves what you want to do in this particular case, depending upon the results or the outcome of the trial. The only thing I would tell you, Mr. Mender, is the most, and I'm sure that Ms. Fagan, she is a very fine attorney. Seen her work. But trials, there's one thing about trials, it's uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen. So you got to beat 4 counts. If you don't beat them, what will happen is, under this A&C recidivist statute, I have to, under the law, sentence you to the maximum sentence. And then whatever I sentence you to, you serve to the door. That's not anything I have any discretion over. It's not anything because I don't like you or because of what you're being charged with or whatever. Those have nothing to do with anything. That's what the state of Georgia, the legislature has mandated that I sentence you to. So one of the things a plea does is you know what you're getting. It caps your exposure. So, and what the state's telling you today is if you take the plea today, this is what you're going to get, and this is what I probably sentence you to, and you're done. You got to decide that for yourself. Don't be worried about any of these other folks that are attached to this indictment, because a plea is individual to that particular person for those particular reasons that he or she feels is of best interest to them, not anybody else. So if you want a couple minutes out to talk with Ms. Fagan about that, nobody will be the wiser, and certainly, but if you don't wish to do so, that's fine too. You'll get the fairest trial that the law demands and expects you to get, you will get that. I, as your trial judge, will make sure that that occurs. But one of the things I cannot do is, I can't force the state at the end of trial to pull this recidivist notice. If you get convicted, they can maintain it, and you'll serve every day of it. And Ms. Fagan can ask them to pull it, and they can say no. I can't make them do that. So, you've got a lot to think about. So, I'll give you a few more minutes to ponder that, because that is, when they file a recidivist notice, they have basically, in poker terms, they've called. Like, what do you want to do? So, I'll let you think about that, and you can let me know, and if not, then we'll see you next week for trial. Mr. Beebe, where are you?
Here, Your Honor. Judge, we're in a similar situation. We would reject the state's offer as provided on record, Your Honor. However, Mr. Beebe would ask the court would hear a non-negotiated plea as to the indictment.
I would.
If that's the case, Judge, Mr. Beebe would then ask if he does not agree with Your Honor's sentence, would the court allow him to withdraw the plea and proceed to trial?
I need to think about that for just a second, okay?
Understood.
Just give me a minute, okay? But yes, that's more than fine.
Thank you.
Mr. Beebe, you got the same kind of same discussion I had with Mr. With Mr. Mender applies to you, but let me just get back with you in just a second, okay? Mr. Stevens, where are you?
Right here, Judge.
Okay, madam, are you still talking with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm actually still exchanging text messages with the state. So
Okay, I'm going to take a couple of minutes out and let you all continue to chat. I'm going to just take a recess, and I'll come back in just a minute.
Now we see they taking theirs to the box, even though they know if I get convicted, I'm facing 50, and they got to do day for day. The judge keep wanting to say it to the door. You know, you to the door with this, so ain't no good time, nothing, none of that. And guess what they gonna do? Take it to trial. Take that ish to trial, man. Take that ish to trial. Hey, it do hit different when you really take it to trial, but some people ain't about that life. You don't know who around you. People will be about it and ready to do it and ready to ride when everything on the up and up, but when they get behind them doors and that cell close and they by themselves and that light go out, it hit different. Especially when there's trolls like me and other people in there like, hey, everybody girl at the club tonight, hey, people get mad and they really go hit the phones up and then that girl ain't answering. Niggas can't handle that, man. It hit different when you can't handle that, so you really ain't built for the streets, bro. I'm just telling you. It ain't for everybody. That's why they made sidewalks, man. The streets ain't for everybody. That's why they made sidewalks. If you gonna be a citizen and live this way, then live this way. But if you out here thugging and run, you can't do this, man. Or at least that's how I feel. I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong. Y'all hit me up in the comments and let me know. Cause maybe I'm wrong, but when it's all beneficial to you, it's all good. We got the chicks, we got the money, we popping bottles. Yeah, I'm around with Thugger. But now, you've been in that cell for a while, ain't no chicks coming to see you. You get different. Ain't no family miracle. You ain't got, your money came from Thug. You ain't got no money in your books, your commissary low, all this. These boys copping pleas. I mean, I don't know. If you was thugging it in, I feel like if you was thugging in and running it when it was going down, man, you gotta forward the ship, Captain. But most of these niggas ain't captain. These niggas are sailors. They not really ready for really what's gonna go on, and they gonna abandon ship. Captain can't. He gonna forward this ship. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I just been like, it's weird. and it's crazy, but what you expect? Everybody ain't solid, man. No matter what nobody tell you, everybody ain't solid, man. Everybody ain't built for this. It's cool when everything going good, but as soon as it ain't, jumping ship. The way it's different. But y'all hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, leave a comment down below. Mess with your boy Iceberg, man. All right. Hey, and now that I'm able, we going live. Might go live tonight if y'all pop on. Open platform, you know me. I don't get nothing. I don't get no cares. We gonna go in together, and I just want to see what you think. Tune in to Let's Talk About It. When I go live, it's Let's Talk About It, because I want to hear it. Don't think I'm going to block you or none of that because you don't agree with me. We talking about it. So relationships, music, anything, y'all. Whatever y'all want to talk about, let's talk about it. We're here different. All right. Salute.